Yes, evening guys. Obviously, I went and said on my snap that I'd make a video. Um, so here I am. Today, I'm going to cover my my experiences of education in the UK because obviously, got it lined up to sort of go for a degree and study. So it's a big thing for me, especially at the age I'm at. Not gonna lie, obviously, not fear, just wondering what's going to happen, what's going to come of it, what the future holds. A little bit of excitement, mixed feelings, yeah, but all positive. And yeah, I just wanted to start off and just speak about my experiences and views of education. But the first thing I wanted to say, man, was who I'd probably want to hear this would be like anyone that's in their sort of teens, not sure what they want to do, and also people that's just maybe want to understand me, see what I think in and around this subject. But yeah, first thing I really wanted to say that was really important. I never know where I'm going to go in society, so I can't be saying things like this in future. But it's kind of bad advice, but good at the same time. Um, it's better you be a bad student, someone that's going to get expelled, or better that you be like top of the class so you get the attention that you need from your teacher. Better that you be one of those people than just be an average student, right? What I was, like I'd say slightly below or just average student, because you're languishing, you're in the middle, no one sees you. If you're at the top, you probably get a lot more attention from the teachers, and it'll always be that way all the way through your education. But then if you're at the bottom, in danger of getting expelled, suspended, you probably get put into certain classes, like you get put on report, you get an attention that an average student doesn't get sometimes, and that can sometimes change you. That can sometimes get you expelled or get you up the ladder, education wise. And also, like, if you're like someone that's like unruly as a kid or whatever, so like you do get expelled or you get sent to another school, then you probably might have got the attention that you needed. But anyone sort of average, you know, it's difficult to get picked out or get any attention. And that's what I think I needed. That's the help I needed, a little bit more attention, somebody focusing on me in school, you know. Um, I remember I was speaking to someone, a friend of mine, a good friend of mine at the time. I really liked the guy. You might remember he said this to me in passing comment. It was like, I wouldn't think it, but he said to me, "Oh, I went I went state school when I was, for primary school, but then for secondary school, I went private school." And I goes, "Oh, what was the difference really?" He goes, "No difference really. It's just, like I got a lot more attention. Like there was like at any one time, there was only like about 6 to 9 of us that were to one teacher. That was the difference. You know." So I got a lot more sort of hands-on attention, but there's no real difference really. But when he was saying it to me, man, I just felt so like, wow, man. I didn't say it to him, man, but I'm like, damn, like that's what I needed, man. That's what I needed. But I never got that, because like the schools that I've been to, I think I might be wrong, but I think the lowest I had was 27 kids. But I'm thinking like in secondary school, it was 28, 29, 30, 31, might have been 32, 33 at some stages. You know what I mean? Kids in one year, in one class, sorry, getting taught by one teacher. So like that wasn't. I would say, the best place for me, because I could just coast, I could just languish, and just go through school completely sort of unnoticed, you know. And I wasn't like someone that was extra unruly, so I couldn't like get myself expelled or get the help that I needed that way. And I wasn't top of the class either, and I couldn't get the help that way. And also as well, back then, like it was like anyone top of the class, it was like it was dumb at the time, but it wasn't really seen as extra cool to be too good. Do you know what I mean? Anything like you get called a boffin, and people say your teacher's pet, so a lot of us just like stayed in the middle, and I was one of those, man. I just stayed in the middle. I could probably do a little bit more, a lot more, but I just never had the motivation, never had the drive at the time. But yeah, once again, man, like better for you to like sometimes be standing out for the wrong reason in school or standing out for the right reason than being just standard average, because you won't get noticed, you won't get any help, and you won't have your true talents or callings like revealed to yourself and to the world. You know what I mean? So very important, man. Sometimes, man, just like try and stand out. Don't do it. Try not to do anything bad, but do what you can do to get the attention, man. So yeah. First off, so next, what I wanted to say was this, man. Was like one thing I love about this country, man. Like it's like the I feel like they do provide some sort of second chance culture, like where like you might have gone wayward, and like you're allowed to sort of get back on the train and try and make something of yourself. When in other countries, it's like, or in other places, it seems as though it's lock 'em up and throw away the key sort of attitudes. And like yeah, I don't know what it is, like somebody got in my car. I think they were like a teacher or a university, whatever. And I don't know whether they know about me or whatever, but they're like, man, it's so shocking, like to see like someone can like spend 30 years out of the education system, come back, write something, and like it seems like they've always been in education, or it's like quite good work, you know what I mean, or whatever. And it's like I don't know, man. I don't know. I've seen it in workplaces, things like that, man. Like I don't know, like some guys, especially some black guys, man. Like myself included, like we take a bit of time to get it, or like we have to make a mistakes to get it. We don't get it as quick, but when we do get it, we're good. We're like very good with certain things. So I don't know what it is. So, but yeah, some black guys take a little bit slower than everyone else to get certain things, and yeah, man, I'm big on having a culture that's like that, gives people second chances, third chances, you know, because like yeah, just some people, I don't know what it is, whether it's the education at the home, which a lot of people like to not tackle sometimes, but yeah, just like yeah, sometimes, man, I just needed a bit of time to like get out there into the real world. I didn't really take what I needed to take from school, as a lot of people would say. And yeah, I learned a lot from, as you can see, like, or I listened a lot, just like to people that I met out and about in my workplaces and stuff like that, and just out in life. And that's where I've got my sort of intelligence from. So, like, yeah, it just takes a bit of time sometimes for some people to get it, but it don't mean like you're not intelligent. So yeah, I just wanted to go back to the beginning anyway, because yep, I went to a primary school known as Old Ford in Roman Road, East London, Bow, right on the Roman Road Market. Um, I was there like in the late 80s, so to speak. Anyway, I ain't gonna go into that too much, but I'm just gonna say thank you to. I'm saying what's big for me, like I think it was no, definitely Mrs. Hill. Don't know if she's still around. The headmaster's wife. I remember like I was about like anywhere between the age of 7 and 9, maybe about 7. And all I know is like could have been 8. 8, I'm not sure. It was 7 to 9. But all I know is like I couldn't read. I couldn't read. Um, I think I could read, but I couldn't read as good as anyone else in the class, or any. It was only like one or two of us, and the other two may have had some kind of learning difficulty or whatever. But I couldn't read like them, or I couldn't read as good as everyone else in the class. So like what she did, like it's why primary school teachers, man, you're worth your weight in gold. Because I know now I'm replay. I've had time. I've been in isolation, so I've had time to play things back in my head. Certain things. And what she did, she would sit there with me after school, first or second floor. Anyway, she'll sit there with me after school, bring me in a room, and I would read to her, like maybe read to her like a chapter of a book out aloud. And she would just sit there and watch me read, like next to me, and just watch me read for like a good, say, 15, 20 minutes, half an hour. And I can't remember how long it was, whether it was like for a couple of months or whether it was like a week or two. But I know she sat there with me for a sustained, consistent period and just gave me that time reading to me. Now, not being funny, I used to go home and say, Mum, like, can you watch me read? And she's like, I'm doing the dishes, but I'm listening to you. But I wanted her to like just watch me. Maybe I'm a bit of a performer, as you guys see now. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I wanted her to watch me. But she wouldn't watch me, so it wasn't the same. But the teacher just sat there right next to me, focused, watching me read every single word and nodding when I said certain words right. And I think after she just got me reading, I think like a year or two later, I think I got some like award in school, like for like a best reader or um most improved reader, something like that. Yeah, but I would say like just like not that I'm anything, but I wouldn't be where I am right now, reading wise and speaking wise, just like publicly stuff like that. If it wasn't for what she done there, I could definitely tell you that was massive. Because you know, what I mean, throughout the rest of my life, I've never had that much time. An individual give me that much time on reading, watching me read. And then from she done that to me, she set the foundation, and it may not have ignited, but it was always there. She gave me the foundation, the grassroots foundation. So she's very, very big, very, very important to me in my mind. So big yourself up. Thank you very much, Mrs. Hill. Um, yeah, so that's obviously like moving on to secondary school. Not really going to go on too much about it. It's kind of like just an average student, really, messing around, easily distracted. Um, Not like really like bad, like in sense of like getting into really bad trouble or nothing. Odd time you get put on report or whatever. But yeah, nothing too outstanding really, you know. Um, but yeah, that was it really. Um, One thing I would say is that I used to obviously like have this girl around me, yeah, and she was like a straight A sort of student, right? And she used to say to me like, "You're like you're dumb, like I shouldn't even be talking to you or whatever, right?" And I used to like I took her kind of seriously. I didn't think I was dumb, but it's like from she's got like A's, straight A's, and I can't get nowhere near that, or I'm not even bothered to. Like, you know what I mean? Obviously, she is more intelligent than me, but I didn't realize when you get into the real world, there's different forms of intelligence. Do you know what I mean? There's emotional intelligence, physical intelligence, academic intelligence. Do you know what I mean? All types of intelligence, yeah. Do you know what I mean? So I didn't know that, but yeah, by a conventional sense, I thought like I wasn't nothing. And then I remember from secondary school, I got to college, and I met another girl there. They're both Nigerian girls, by the way, yeah, right. And she was like, I'm doing an intermediate BTEC. She was doing an advanced, and she was like, I shouldn't even be talking to you. Like, you're not even, you're dumb. Do you know what I mean? And then from then, I'm letting you know, from then, I never believed I was intelligent. I thought I wasn't clever at all. I wasn't like made for education. I always thought it like just like I really, really, really then not dented my confidence, just made me feel like right, that's my place. Like I'm not someone like when like sometimes people in the public and the world they let on like, wow, now you're kind of like intelligent in a funny way, in a different way, you know, or whatever. But I can't see it, but they can, you know, because you're just being yourself at the end of the day. That's what I try to be, endeavor to be, you know, just be myself, you know. So like obviously like you get a bit older, you get a little bit more confidence, you meet people, speak to people, and you realize, wow, you know what, there is something I can do out there education wise, you know. But yeah, like just veering off point, man. I would say like sometimes you think like your enemy gives you the worst advice, you know, like or you shouldn't listen to what your enemies say, you know, but really it's your friends and your influences around you that you like that normally steer you wrong, you know, without them realizing it. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes not everyone's a hater, but like some people, they limit themselves. Anything they can't do, they tell you that you can't do it. Do you know what I mean? Or do you know what I mean? There's a lot of that. There's a lot of that, and I had a lot of that growing up, and they never realised it. But you know, a lot of people just put you down in sly ways, and I allowed that to happen when I was younger, and that sort of stunted my growth in a funny sort of way. Just not believing I can do certain things or believing that like I was intellectually challenged and but what I would say is I probably wasn't like I never had the passion. I never had something that I really wanted to do back then. And if you haven't got something you really want to do, it's not worth it, you know. Sometimes you need the passion, especially a lot of black guys, man. Like all this like European the European world is all about business, commerce. But I find like a lot of black men they need to like have a passion in it desperately. If they've got the passion in it, they can follow it through, become very good at it. But once the passion is not there, the money's not a big thing. They just need to have the passion. So I never really had the passion, I would say, for certain subjects. So I couldn't see what they could give me or do for me, you know, that I would want, you know. So yeah, um, that's like just like my education. Um, After that, I went to college. Obviously, like I was just horsing around, messing around, common room, chatting, this and that. Good fun, good fun. I met some nice people there. I met some good friends. And it was away from my area, so I like that. More of a social gathering to me. And then so now, obviously, like, what's that? 10, 20, almost 30 years on. Yeah, almost 30 years on. I'm obviously going to embark on like sort of studying again. So all good, onwards and upwards. But yeah, that's the education really that I've had, you know. And yeah, just to round things off, make sure that like if you feel like you're an average student, man, try and stand out some way and get the attention that you need. You know, if I'd have got the attention that some people can just get up and do it, but I probably needed somebody sort of watching over me a lot more closely. Because when you think about it, man, schools, coaching, all this sort of stuff, a lot of places are understaffed. You know, one teacher to 30 children, which it probably is now, even more, wasn't right for me. Do you know what I mean? Might be right for some other people, but that wasn't right for me at that time, you know? So, yeah, I just wanted to say that. Um, Next, should I add this in? Yeah, no, I will add it in, man. But like yeah, I remember like I was gonna tell a story like about me and like running and all this sort of stuff. Like I remember like hmm, oh man, like obviously like this story, like I like this teacher. I did like this teacher, but I've never forgotten it. And I'm always like, you'll see when someone comes in the gym and they're like a beginner or a new start or whatever, I'll big them up and try and make them feel like that they should come back again, because like it's certain experiences I had, like this is how average I was. Like I remember like third or fourth year in secondary school, like we had to do the 100 meters for like PE GCSE. I think it was like the first year GCSE. And like bearing in mind, yeah, my PE teachers have been watching us play football, do this and that for 3 years, 4 years, yeah. Right. And my teacher, like there was only 3 lanes and there was like say 20, 30 guys in the class. Right. And bearing in mind, I went to like a sort of Bangladeshi Asian, British Asian secondary school, yeah. So like not being funny, like I've never been overweight. I've always been quite fit, I would say. Like, and not being funny, like I was like put in the last three. So basically, the first fastest 3 guys, the next 3 fastest guys, I was put in like the 10th group, 9th or 10th group, as in like I'm not gonna say their names, yeah, right, but I was put like with like the two sort of like slowest guys, sort of overweight, whatever, or whatever, you know, and like I think I ran the race. I ran the 100 meters, and the teacher said it's unofficial, but I think that's the fastest time I've ever seen someone run in the school for that distance. Right, and I was like, okay, cool, but like I was kind of like really upset. I was really upset, man. I never forgot this, man. I never forgave it, man, because like you've been watching like me for 3 years. Like Caribbean kids, what are they known for? Even back then, what are they known for? What are black kids known for? Running fast. I mean, like a Bangladeshi school, no disrespect or whatever. Like, I couldn't believe that my friends knew, but my teacher never knew that I was the fastest in my particular year. Not the fastest in the world or anything like that, but in my particular year, I'm the fastest by quite a way. Like, I couldn't believe my teacher never knew that. My PE teacher, that's watching me for 3 years, never knew I was the fastest by quite a way. Put me at the back of the class. So in my life, it's lingered, yeah. Like it's made me think, like, what did he think of my intellect? If he's put me as a black man in an Asian school, put me at the back of the queue to say like I'm the slowest, because that's how he did it. They did it by who they thought was the fast. He did it by who he thought was the fastest. And yeah, man, I was just really, really, even to this day, like I'm quite upset about it. And I'm thinking to myself, rah, like, imagine if I'd have got introduced to certain sports a lot younger or whatever, things might have been different for me. I might have been like a top sportsman in a sport. Do you know what I mean? But to think like I'm in a school where like, even for running, like sprinting, running, I wasn't even noticed. Do you know what I mean? What did he think of my intellect if he put me last in there? Where did he put me in terms of intellect? And I was never like an overweight. I was always quick, fast, whatever kid. Do you know what I mean? I got a lot faster all of a sudden, like as I got to like 15, 16. Yeah, but like if he couldn't notice me like running would he have noticed me academically or whatever? Would he have been paying attention to me? If he never paid attention, we do all these different sports. You should clearly see that I'm fastest. So like, yeah, man. That's why every time someone comes into my gym or been around a gym environments, Northampton, whatever, I always try, like, if I see someone's a little bit talented or stands out a little bit, I'll say, look, nah, man, you can do it, this and that. I try and make sure they're noticed, you know, because like I wasn't noticed, man. Even though I stood out there, you know what I mean? Yeah, I wasn't happy at all. Wasn't happy about that at all, you know. So that's why once again I say, man, make sure if you're a kid at school, man, make sure you get noticed somehow and get the attention that you need. You know what I mean? Because then also as well, man, like I could honestly say, like, from that and other little situations, my confidence wasn't where it should have been at that age, you know, and that situation like that definitely added to it, you know. But yeah, so this is me done. All good. Take care. God bless. One.